officials in Los Angeles know that we mean business. We care and we love South Central LA, and we are going to stay here, build. We're going to regenerate the community, and we are all this gentrification. We're going to have to put it somewhere to the side so we can build South Central LA.
That this young lady was in a little like market, mini market, and the store owner had accused her of picking up something like she or something, and she was telling her, I think she was trying to pay for it. So she going back and forth with the lady, but she's at the counter, and the lady just took a gun and shot her in the head. So and then a lot of the community members were angry because of this Asian store in the black neighborhood. And I think she got up. I don't know if she went to.
No, the judge said it served no purpose.
Communities share each other. There you go. That's community wisdom.
What really upset a lot of people was there was a case of dog abuse that came into the court, and the dog was alive, but it was really beat up by a dog. Yeah, and was still alive. And the judge in that case had gave the gentleman like close to life for the dog, but he gave probation to the constitution.
I didn't know about, I knew about some about the colors of the Bloods, the Crips, the whatever. But when I got up here in the park, there were so many of them up here. And black and brown, you know, and they all was putting up the Hoover gang signs and everything. And there were so many up here. There was about 12, 13 that day, and I was young. So naturally, I got afraid. So I turned around, and me and my daughter, we hurried back home. But I could not bring my daughter to this park or myself because I was afraid. I was afraid.
We're doing this because it's important. If we want to transform our community, first we have to know what's in our community. We know we have a plethora of motels around, but let's imagine what those businesses can transform into. If we know we have about 50 motels, what if we turn those 50 motels into temporary housing for our houses community? What if we turn the dispensaries into grocery stores and markets? That's why we're doing this. What if we elevated and transformed our green spaces to be even better?
West, and you're inside of Soul Folks. Soul Folks is a store that I opened up during the pandemic in 2020. It was supposed to be just a sneaker store, but during this time, a lot of our friends and co-designers, they were thinking they was going to be selling their product at big festivals, but it was all shut down. So I decided to turn the place not from just a sneaker store, but to a retail space that kind of met their taste level. In this area, is a lot of executives, a lot of people in the community who are artists, who was basically looking for a place to kind of meet their taste level. And so we wanted to design a space where young black designers could come in to a community that is their own and thrive, as opposed to going to Melrose, Santa Monica, and all those places. We wanted to do that.
Hey! Hey!
At the same time, we wanted to give back to our community, so we started doing food giveaways. We started helping people with foreclosure issues, and we did it through a nonprofit that I developed while I was in prison. I did 15 years in prison. While I was in prison, I wrote several books because I met a lot of young people who wanted to learn how to do exactly what I'm doing today. So when I came home, I was empowered to make sure that I do exactly what I told them in prison and come out here and make a space for them so they can actually learn. So I created a program called the Soul Folks Art Lab, and we did this upstairs. And so I provided a space for nonprofits and different organizations and brought equipment into the space so these kids can actually make their own product. So a lot of people who was here in the beginning was just making t-shirts. Now they're cutting and sewing. They're working with different big designers. I partnered with an organization called Gucci. Gucci gave me money to actually buy a bunch of sewing machines, so I got another place. So then we started activating the block. And when we started activating the block, a lot of developers started coming around. And we started to realize if we don't have some type of ownership over here, they're gonna take it from us. Because a lot of the businesses didn't have long leases. If you didn't have long leases, they could get you out of here like that. So what we decided to do was to come together, form a group, and actually come together to try and purchase this building. So we raised the campaign, and about 9 months later, we bought this building. From here all the way to the alley. So all the businesses got involved.
Come on now. Come on now, so folks.
Thank you. So my whole thing was, like the brother said, you know, black permanence, right? And to make sure that, you know, if we don't like what it looks like, figure out a way to fix it. And not always point the finger at other people, but come up with answers and new ways of doing things. And what we did learn is that collectively we're strong. You know what I'm saying? When we first did this thing, a lot of people were going to Hot and Cool because Hot and Cool was doing a lot of things and coming to Soul Folks, and we kind of started bickering like crabs in a barrel. And one day we just decided, you know what? We're not going to do this. We're going to be the pillars of this community, and we're going to show people what it looks like to work together. And when we did that, we were able to purchase this building and many other things that are going on in this community. We're opening a grocery store around the corner. 20,000 square foot space over at the mall. I know you guys heard about the mall, how they came in, took the mall, so we decided to knock on his door. So we have a space over there, 20,000 square foot space, way bigger than the space I talked to you about earlier. We have more sewing machines, podcast studios, all different types of things over there. We got it for free for 2 years with another 2-year option, which means we're going to have that place for 4 years over at the mall where we're going to be teaching young people all types of great things.